I had written something about growing up, but this was, my dad lived around 28th in Michigan, and I was, long story, but I was raised between my two parents, but with them separate. Anyway, so this is about my dad, and it's one little incident in our, or kind of a thing he had going when we were growing up. So my father was a vascular surgeon, and not one of those vascular surgeons you see working out in the back of a conversion van in a Walmart parking lot. I mean, it's fully legit. All right. Whenever I visited Michael Reese Hospital, where he was on the staff there, all manner of people would stop me and tell me what an excellent surgeon he was, what an excellent physician he was, and that's why I was surprised to learn from him. This was shortly before he died, that he actually would have preferred to be a mathematician. But his father, who was a pharmacist and had worked at the whim of the Walgreens Corporation back during the Depression, right? You had to move around wherever Walgreens told you to go. So the family moved around quite a bit. And his dad had decided that he was going to be a surgeon. And so that's what he was going to be. So as a direct result, I think my dad was never one to strong-arm his kids to choose any profession in particular. So, but being decades before Bring Your Kids to Work Day, he devised his own unique way of cluing us into what he did. So this was also back in the days before VCRs, when you buy movies through the mail. Oh my gosh, my mouth is so dry. I feel like, okay. This is back before VCRs. You buy old movies through the mail through this outfit called Black Hawk, and they would sell you Chaplin movies and Buster Keaton movies. And my dad would buy these and watch them in our living room, and a big projector, But then he'd also show surgery films, and that was a kind of a weird thing. So, and I think he was trying to show us, he was trying to kind of anesthetize us from the kind of, I mean, these were full on. They were sort of like, Quentin Tarantino would have gone, that's a little much with some of these movies, but they were mixed in with watching these hilarious comedies with Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin. I love Charlie Chaplin and Laurel and Hardy, but W.C. Fields, there was one short about a pharmacist, and Fields was the pharmacist, and my dad loved that movie, and you could tell it was because he was raised by a pharmacist. So that to me, I think I should, where am I at? Am I doing all right?
I got you.
Oh,
Already 8 minutes,
and it was weird because at some point my dad stopped these screenings, and while my brother, who is nearly 5 years older than I am, he insists he found them fascinating. I don't remember anyone of the kids offering up any follow-up questions about patient health history or like suturing techniques after the shows, and none of us pursued medicine. So my father's credit, he always supported whatever struck our fancy in the way of a vocation, perhaps honoring his own bypassed wish to play with numbers instead of viscera. Indeed, on reflection, I think he shared something special when he screened those surgeries. And he screened all those things, both the slapstick and the surgeries, and I think it's worth noting that once I had kids of my own, I got my own copies of those great comedies of Chaplin and W.C. Fields, and we sat everybody down in the living room to share the delight of all these movies I remember as a kid, and right away they loudly complained that the films were in creepy black and white. And I wanted to shout back at them, you want creepy? How would you like to see a bowel resected? Thank you very much.